Listen to me closely. Life is not broken because it's hard. Life is working exactly as it was designed to work. You see, it's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, you wouldn't grow. If it wasn't hard, you wouldn't rise. If it wasn't hard, you wouldn't discover the strength that was hidden inside of you all along. You don't find diamonds on the surface of the earth. No, you've got to dig deep into the darkness, deep into the pressure, deep into the pressures most people are too afraid to go. That's where the treasure is, and the same is true for you. Some of you came in here tired, worn down, wondering why life feels heavy, why the fight never seems to end. And I came to tell you something tonight. The fight is not evidence that you are weak. The fight is evidence that you are chosen. The resistance you feel is not working against you, it's working for you. The hardship is not your enemy, it is your midwife. It is trying to birth something in you that ease and comfort never could. But here's the secret: when life is hard, you must learn the art of detachment. Detachment is not coldness. Detachment is not indifference. Detachment is strength. It is the ability to stand in the storm and say, "This storm will not own me." It is looking at the outcome and saying, "I will do everything I can, but I will not chain my joy, my peace, my worth to whether it happens or not." That, my friends, is freedom. That is power. You see, weak people need circumstances to be perfect to feel peace. But strong people, they create peace in the middle of the fire. Strong people understand, I don't have to control everything to know I'm going to be all right. And when you detach yourself from needing everything to go your way, you rise into a new level of authority. You no longer chase validation. You no longer beg for approval. You no longer collapse when people walk away. Because you know your assignment is bigger than their applause. Your destiny is greater than their opinion. Let me tell you, pain is the price of transformation. It's supposed to be hard because greatness cannot be microwaved. You can't pray for strength and then complain about struggle. It is the struggle that builds the strength you prayed for. Don't curse the difficulty. Bless it! Because that difficulty is chiseling away the weaker version of you, so the stronger version of you can emerge. And here's where faith steps in. Detachment is an act of faith. It is saying, I trust the God who sees the whole picture more than I trust my limited understanding. It is saying, I will keep moving forward. I will keep showing up, but I refuse to let my peace be a hostage to outcomes I cannot control. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's power. There comes a time when you must look at life and say, I will not bow to difficulty. I will not surrender my joy to this season. I may bend, but I will not break. Because purpose is greater than comfort. And if you're going through hell right now, it's because heaven is preparing you for an assignment that ordinary people cannot handle. You are not ordinary. That's why it's hard. So don't you dare shrink back. Don't you dare give up. The hardness of life is not proof that you are failing. It's proof that you are on the path of destiny. You are being refined, reshaped, reborn. And when you learn to detach from the need to control everything, you will discover the one thing life can never take from you: your inner power. It's supposed to be hard, but if you stand, if you endure, if you hold on to peace while everything shakes, you will rise. And when you rise, you will not just inspire yourself, you will inspire the world. When you place gold in the fire, it doesn't burn away. It shines brighter. The impurities rise to the surface, and the fire exposes what is not real, what does not belong, what cannot last. That's what hardship does in your life. When life gets hard, it is not trying to destroy you. It is trying to reveal the gold that was buried inside you all along. Most people want the shine without the fire, but there is no shine without fire. Without struggle, your brilliance stays hidden. Without pressure, your strength stays dormant. And so when you find yourself in a season of difficulty, don't say, "Oh, why me?" Instead say, "Oh, try me, refine me, shape me, See, the fire doesn't just test what you're made of. It defines what you will become. In the heat of adversity, the weak excuses melt away, the false identities fall apart, and the shallow relationships are exposed. Only what is real remains. You discover that you are not as fragile as you once thought, that your faith is not as empty as it once seemed, and that your purpose is not as shallow as you once believed. The fire is the classroom of greatness, and the lessons it teaches cannot be learned in comfort. You learn patience when waiting hurts. You learn endurance when quitting seems easier. You learn courage when fear is whispering in your ear. That's what the fire produces. But here's the truth. You don't put yourself in the fire. Life does. Life has a way of throwing you into places you never asked for. The loss of a loved one, the betrayal of a friend, the collapse of a dream, the silence of unanswered prayers. You didn't choose the fire, but the fire chose you because greatness is in you. And sometimes the only way to wake up the greatness inside of you is through the intensity of struggle. Fire is not a punishment. It is a promotion in disguise. It's a divine invitation to rise higher than your pain, higher than your doubts, higher than the version of yourself that was content to stay average. Now here's where many get stuck. They see the fire as an enemy instead of an ally. They spend all their time resisting it, fighting it, crying about it, but the fire will not stop until it has done its work. It doesn't matter how much you complain. It doesn't matter how much you resist. Life will keep turning up the heat until you release what no longer serves you and step into who you were destined to be. The fire is committed to your transformation, even when you are not. That's why you can't quit in the middle of the heat. If you stop now, you walk away with the impurities still intact, with the lessons unlearned, with a greatness undeveloped. Understand this. Gold is not afraid of fire. Why? Because fire only makes it more valuable. And neither should you be afraid of your hardships. The fire you are walking through is proof of your value. Nobody counterfeits worthless money, and life does not apply pressure to meaningless souls. The very fact that you are under fire means you carry something of worth, something precious, something eternal. So instead of asking, oh, why is this happening to me? Start declaring that this is happening for me. This fire is shaping me into someone unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable. And when you emerge, you will not just survive, you will shine. You will not just come out, you will come out purified, focused, and unstoppable. You'll discover that the fire that once scared you became the very tool that prepared you. And when people see the shine on you, they won't understand the process you went through, but you will know. You'll know that it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it wasn't easy. It was the fire, and you'll stand as living proof that the fire doesn't destroy the gold. It defines it. Detachment is one of the greatest signs of strength, but it is often misunderstood. People think when you detach, you stop caring. They believe detachment means you close your heart, shut off your emotions, and walk around numb to life. No, that is not detachment, that's avoidance. True detachment is not indifference, it's mastery. It is the ability to love deeply without being owned by the outcome. It is the strength to give your all without chaining your identity to what happens afterward. Detachment says, I will show up fully. I will give everything I have, but I will not let success inflate me or failure define me. That's not indifference. That's freedom. See, when you live attached to every outcome, you are a prisoner. You rise when things go your way, and you crumble when they don't. You celebrate when people applaud you, and you collapse when they criticize you. That is not power. That is slavery. Detachment breaks the chains. It says, I don't need your approval to know my worth. I don't need circumstances to align to know I am valuable. I don't need everything to work out to know my future is secure. When you step into detachment, you step into authority. You reclaim your peace from the hands of chance and put it back into the hands of purpose. Think about it. The strongest tree is not the one that never bends. It is the one that bends without breaking. That is detachment. You move with life, but you don't shatter when life doesn't move with you. You adjust, you adapt, but you don't lose yourself. Too many people lose themselves when life doesn't give them what they expected. They lose their joy when the job falls through. They lose their confidence when a relationship ends. They lose their faith when a prayer isn't answered in the way they hoped. But detachment says, even if the job ends, I'm still valuable. Even if they walk away, I'm still whole. Even if this door closes, my destiny is not canceled. That is strength. Let me make this clear. Detachment does not mean you stop loving. It does not mean you stop hoping. It does not mean you stop dreaming. Detachment means you are no longer addicted to outcomes. You're no longer controlled by whether people stay or leave. You're no longer destroyed by whether things succeed or fail. You've reached a place where your peace is not for sale. That's why the most powerful people on earth are not the ones who can control others, but the ones who can control themselves. They have learned the art of detachment. They have learned how to say, this hurts, but it will not break me. This shakes me, but it will not take me out. It shakes me, but it will not take me out. You see, indifference is coldness. It is the refusal to care. Detachment, on the other hand, is warmth with boundaries. It says, I can love you, but I don't need your love to survive. I can serve my dream, but I don't need the dream to unfold on my timeline to feel whole. I can hope, but I am not hopeless when things don't turn out as I hoped. That is emotional maturity. That is spiritual strength. That is the kind of wisdom that sets you free from the roller coaster of highs and lows. And when you learn this, you stop being a victim of life. You start becoming a master of life. So hear me tonight. Detachment is not indifference. It is liberation. It liberates you from people, from outcomes, from the tyranny of a what. It allows you to walk into a room confident, not because everyone agrees with you, but because you've already agreed with yourself. It allows you to keep fighting for your vision, not because it's easy, but because you know who you are, even when it's hard. And when you reach this place of inner stability, nothing, no person, no loss, no failure can take it away. That's not coldness. That's not indifference. That's power. That's purpose. That's peace. Your struggle is not who you are. Too many people make the mistake of confusing what they're going through with who they are. They say, I am broken. I am a failure. I am nothing. No, you are not your mistakes. You are not your pain. You are not your past. What you are going through is an event, not an identity. It is a season, not a sentence. The rain doesn't change the identity of the sky. It just passes through. And the storm you're facing changed the truth of who you are. It's just passing through. You are bigger than the storm, stronger than the pain, greater than the challenge. Your identity was written before the struggle ever arrived. You were chosen, called, and purposed before life ever handed you disappointment. And if you allow your struggles to define you, you will always live beneath your true capacity. Because struggle is not your name, overcomer is. Struggle is not your destiny, growth is. Struggle is not your identity, purpose is. Life will whisper lies when you're in pain. It will tell you, this is all you'll ever be. But you've got to rise up and say, oh no, I am not what I'm going through. I am who I was created to be. Think about the seed in the ground. If you look at it when it's buried, you might think it's dead. You might think it's gone. But the burial is not the end. It's the beginning. The dirt covering it is not there to suffocate it. It's there to activate it. And so it is with you. Some of you feel buried right now, suffocated by bills, by heartbreak, by rejection, by fear. But you are not buried to die, you are planted to grow. Your identity is not the dirt on top of you, it's the life that's inside of you waiting to push through. Now hear me, your struggle may have scarred you, but scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof of survival. They are proof that the struggle came, but it didn't win. Every scar is a story of resilience. Every scar is a testimony that says, I've been through something, but I'm still here. And as long as you're still here, your story is not over. Don't ever let a chapter of pain convince you that the book of your life is finished. Your identity is greater than your lowest chapter. See, when you know who you are, you carry yourself differently. You don't walk into rooms begging for acceptance. You walk in knowing you belong. You don't chase after people to validate you. You recognize your worth before they ever open their mouths. And when struggles show up, you don't let them define you. You let them refine you. You let them refine you. You say, this is hard, but this is not me. This is painful, but this is not my name. I may go through fire, but fire does not have the power to erase my purpose. That's when you move from victim to victim. And here's the truth. The greatest revelation you will ever have is not about your struggle. It's about your identity. Because when you know who you are, no struggle can hold you down. Struggles may shake you, but they cannot stop you. They may delay you, but they cannot deny you. And when the smoke clears, when the dust settles, when the night ends, you'll stand stronger, wiser, clearer. Why? Because your identity was always greater than your struggle. You are not what you're facing. You are who you were created to become. And nothing life throws at you can take that away. Nobody likes pain. Nobody wakes up saying, give me more suffering. But here is the truth. Transformation does not come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in pain. Every new version of yourself requires the death of the old version. And death is never painless. The butterfly cannot emerge without the breaking of the cocoon. The athlete cannot grow stronger without the tearing of muscles, and you cannot step into your higher self without the stretching, the breaking, the discomfort of pain. Pain is not proof that you are cursed. It is proof that you are changing. If life were easy, you would never evolve. If everything came smooth, you would stay the same. You would never stretch, never grow, never develop the depth of character that only comes from walking through fire. Pain is the currency of transformation, and every breakthrough has a price tag. You cannot buy it with comfort. You cannot buy it with ease. You buy it with pain. The question is not, can I avoid the pain? The question is, can I endure the pain long enough to step into who I was destined to become? Think about it. A diamond is nothing more than carbon that endured pressure. Gold is nothing more than metal that survived fire. And greatness is nothing more than ordinary people who refuse to run from pain. The struggle you hate right now may be the very ingredient life is using to prepare you for your next level. What you call suffering, heaven calls shaping. What you call breaking, destiny calls building. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. And the lessons it teaches cannot be learned in comfort. But here's where many people miss it. They waste their pain. Instead of learning from it, they complain about it. Instead of growing through it, they numb themselves against it. They run from relationship to relationship, from distraction to distraction, trying to avoid the very thing that carries their transformation. And when you run from pain, you run from your breakthrough. You cannot medicate away the lessons. You cannot escape what is meant to elevate you. You must face it, feel it, and let it mold you into something greater. Understand this, the pain you are enduring today is not permanent. Pain is seasonal, but transformation is eternal. The labor of childbirth does not last forever, but the child does. The pain you feel in your body when you train is temporary, but the strength you gain is permanent. The heartbreak you endure may last for a moment, but the wisdom it births will guide you for a lifetime. So don't curse your pain. Bless it. Don't resist your pain. Embrace it. Because every ounce of pain is a seed of purpose being planted inside of you. And when you come out on the other side, you will not just be stronger, you will be transformed. You will speak differently, think differently, move differently. Move different. People will look at you and not even recognize you because you will no longer be the same person who entered the fire. That's the power of pain. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. And that change is the real reward. Pain is the price of transformation, but the person you become on the other side is worth far more than the pain you endured. Faith is not faith until you let go. Anybody can hold on to what they can see, touch, and control. That doesn't take courage. That takes comfort. But real faith requires release. Real faith is standing on nothing but believing you will not fall. Real faith is walking into darkness, trusting that light will show up when you take the first step. You cannot step into your destiny while clutching the fear in one hand and doubt in the other. Faith demands that you let go of what you know so you can embrace what is waiting for you. The reason so many people never step into their greatness is not because they lack opportunity. It's because they refuse to release control. They want guarantees. They want certainty. They want to see the whole staircase before taking the first step. But life doesn't work that way. If you want to see miracles, you must be willing to let go of your safety nets. You must be willing to step out of the boat and walk on water. You must be willing to trust that even if the door closes, another will open. Faith is not logical, but it is powerful. And it begins with letting go. Think about the eagle teaching her young to fly. She stirs the nest, making it uncomfortable. Then she pushes the eaglet off the edge. To the eaglet, it feels like death. But in that fall, the wings learn what they were created for. The mother knows something the eaglet doesn't. That letting go is not abandonment, it is activation. And the same is true for your life. Sometimes the reason doors close, people walk away, or plans collapse is because you are being pushed into the sky where your wings were designed to work. But here, letting go doesn't mean giving up. Letting go means trusting higher hands. It means you no longer wrestle with outcomes, but rest in divine timing. It means you say, I don't know how it will work, but I know who holds my future. Faith is not the absence of struggle. It is the refusal to let struggle define your decision. And when you let go, you are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment with a plan bigger than your understanding. And people will know, not because you shouted it, but because you lived it, that you are strong, you are confident, you are unstoppable. That's the kind of strength the world cannot ignore, because it's not built on noise, it's built on truth. Strength is quiet confidence, and when you walk in it, you walk in undeniable authority. Purpose will always demand more of you than comfort ever will. Comfort is easy, predictable, and safe, but it keeps you small. Purpose, on the other hand, stretches you, challenges you, and places a weight on your shoulders that ordinary people cannot carry. That's why it feels heavy at times. That's why the journey hurts. Because purpose is not supposed to make you comfortable. It's supposed to make you unstoppable. The ones who change the world are never the ones who chose comfort. They are the ones who chose purpose, no matter the cost. Comfort says, stay where you are. Purpose says, there's more inside of you. Comfort says, don't risk it. Don't step out. Don't try again. Purpose says, step out of the boat. Walk on the water. Trust the unseen. And here's the truth. The moment you choose comfort over purpose, you shrink your destiny. You trade your future for familiarity. But when you choose purpose over comfort, you align yourself with something greater than yourself. You may lose some sleep, you may face some critics, you may carry some scars, but you will also gain fulfillment that comfort can never provide. Look at history. Every man and woman who fulfilled their purpose carried burdens that comfort could not withstand. They endured ridicule, rejection, and pain, but their names live on because they chose mission over ease. Comfort doesn't write legacies. Purpose does. Comfort doesn't transform lives. Purpose does. Comfort doesn't awaken the giant within you. Purpose does. And when you know your why, you can endure almost anyhow. That's the fuel that keeps you moving when comfort whispers, quit. But let me warn you, purpose will cost you. It will cost you relationships with people who only loved you when you were small. It will cost you the illusion of certainty. It will cost you the luxury of living on autopilot. Purpose will stretch you until you don't recognize yourself anymore. And that's exactly the point. You're not meant to remain who you were. You're meant to become who you were created to be. And becoming requires leaving comfort behind. Understand this. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it will rob you of your destiny. Purpose hurts in the moment, but it delivers you into greatness. Comfort will keep you asleep when your assignment requires you to wake up. Comfort will keep you silent when your purpose requires you to speak. Comfort will keep you sitting down when destiny requires you to stand. But when you choose purpose, you awaken something eternal within you. eternal within you. And that awakening cannot be undone. And when you finally live for purpose, you discover something powerful. The pain was worth it. The sacrifices were worth it. The sleepless nights, the tears, the battles, they were not in vain. Because comfort only gives you temporary relief, but purpose gives you lasting fulfillment. And when you leave this world, it will not remember how comfortable you were. It will remember how purposeful you lived. That's why purpose must always be greater than comfort. And once you embrace that, nothing can stop you. My friends, hear me well. Life was never designed to be easy. It was designed to shape you. The fire that tried to consume you was actually refining you. The storms that tried to break you were secretly building you. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every setback was not there to destroy you. It was there to prepare you. And now you know the truth. It's supposed to be hard. Because only in the hard do you find the gold inside of you. You have learned that detachment is not indifference, it is strength. You've discovered that your identity is not tied to your struggle. It is greater, higher, eternal. You understand now that pain is the price of transformation, and if you embrace it, it will birth the strongest version of you. You've seen that faith demands letting go. That strength is not loud, but rooted in quiet confidence, and that purpose will always be greater than comfort. All of this reveals one thing. You are not meant to live small, weak, or defeated. You are designed to rise. So when the fire comes, don't run, stand. When the pain hits, don't curse, grow. When fear whispers, hold on, let faith declare, let go. When the world pushes you toward comfort, let your purpose push you toward greatness. Because you are stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, and more powerful than you have yet to imagine. Everything you need is already within you. You just need the courage to step into it. Life will test you. Life will stretch you. Life will demand more of you than you think you can give. But don't you dare shrink back. Don't you dare let struggle define you. Don't you dare trade your purpose for comfort. You were created for more. And if you hold on, if you keep pressing, if you keep walking, even when the road is hard, the day will come when you will look back at the pain and say it was worth it. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night, it was worth it because it made me who I am. And when you rise into that version of yourself, you won't just inspire you. You'll inspire everyone watching you. You'll become a living testimony that difficulty is not the end, but the beginning. That hardship is not a curse, but a gift. That the hard road is not a punishment, but a pathway to purpose. So the next time life feels unbearable, the next time the struggle feels overwhelming, remind yourself of this truth. It's supposed to be hard. And if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to bow, if you refuse to let go of who you are becoming, you will rise, you will shine, you will walk in the fullness of your purpose. And the world will never be the same again because you chose strength over struggle, faith over fear, and purpose over comfort.